We begin this tutorial with an overview of the Facilitator guide. Hopefully you've downloaded it now and printed it out or are able to pull it up on a device so you can read along with us as we go through it and refer to it often in this tutorial. Inside the front cover we have a dedication and a thank you to Ab and Nancy Nicholas, the benefactors who set up the Samaritan Family Wellness Foundation, the foundation that underwrites this work and makes it possible. Then you have a letter from us and the whole team at the Team Wellness Circle, Team Wellness Compass team, and then following that is the table of contents. I'm going to zoom in here on the table of contents. There's 3 sections, as you'll see. Introducing and exploring are really the kind of the mindset, the theoretical background and foundations for this program. It's important to read through this and familiarize yourself with some of the key concepts. You'll find here that this program is based on motivational interviewing and very well-researched and effective theory for helping people to set their own goals and then find their own motivations for change and then support them in making that change. Then on the third section, facilitating a teen wellness circle, this is really the session-by-session guide where just like the videos here, we will have 6 tutorials. There's 6 sections here on how to actually facilitate each session. And I'm going to jump now back to page 41. See if I can get there. I got there the first try. How about that? And so here you will see the session-by-session guide. Here's an overview of the 6 sessions over on the page 42. And then starting on page 43, and this is a common to each session, you'll see the purpose for the session, for session 1, and the objectives. I certainly don't need to read it to you here. You can read it in your manual, but I do, if you want to pause the video and take a look at that now, that would be helpful. And then following the purpose and objective for each session, you will see a session by session, a minute by minute, or block of time by block of time. The left-hand column is the elapsed time in minutes for each section, and we're going to return to this. I'm just giving you an overview of it right now, but we'll get into this in more detail as we look at the details for facilitating session 1. This is based on a 90-minute session, and that's what we recommend for Teen Wellness Circles. 6 sessions, 90 minutes. Typically they're once a week. Typically they're a week apart. Sometimes due to schedules you need to take a week break. That's fine. I suppose you could do it every other week if you needed to, or whatever format you need to do it in. Shorter than 90 minutes, we've never done shorter than 75 minutes, and that would probably be with a smaller group. And again, we recommend 6 to 8. More than that, it gets hard to give everyone equal time, enough time to talk and to check in on the progress and on the goal setting and their action steps, the next steps that they're taking. And here you see the end of facilitating session 1 and the start of session 2. So that's a quick overview of the Facilitator Guide. We will be referring to this obviously throughout the training, and as I said, it is your go-to resource for how to facilitate this program. And now we're going to do a quick overview of the participant workbook.
Everything your teens will need while they're in a wellness circle is found within this program workbook, the Teen Wellness Circle Program Workbook. You can either order hard copies of this off this website where each student gets one, or you could make copies as needed throughout the 6 weeks using the PDF that you're already downloaded. It's up to you. There's no right and wrong way. Just depends whether your students like to have a booklet to hang on to look at during the weeks, to write in, and whether they will remember to return it the next week because they still need to be working in the workbook, or whether it would be easier for everyone if you were to give them the pages as needed each week. It is up to you. There is no right or wrong way to do it. You know your teens. Inside the front cover, you'll see the table of contents here on your right. You'll see in the beginning of the table of contents is really an introduction for the teens, an explanation of what a teen wellness circle is, what is whole person wellness. It introduces them to the 8 areas of wellness. They learn about what goes on in a wellness circle, some expectations or rules everybody's going to agree to, privacy and that kind of thing, and then an overview of the 6 lessons, just very brief, but just helping them kind of get a picture of what it is that they're going to be engaging in. You definitely will want to go over that with them briefly during session 1. Then when we turn to page 6, you'll see that session 1 begins. And session 1, like all the others, has a lesson that you will want to kind of discuss with them. Session 1's a little different in that it has, they're learning about the 8 areas of wellness. They learn about the inventory that they're going to be scaling. They want to learn about how to score their results so that they put it in a compass, get a look at their own life. They learn about what next steps are. And then, like all the other sessions, there is a page for them to do some self-reflection and begin to create next steps, thinking about what they would like to do differently going forward. So each one of the sessions has a lesson, and then on the back side has making their next steps. So they record all of their work within this booklet. And then when you get back to page 25 is the inventory. There you see the compass there on page 25. They will ultimately be filling that in depending upon their answers that they give to the inventory. The inventory has 2 pages devoted to each area of wellness. On the left, you'll see that there are some quotes that inspiring quotes about that area of wellness, and then a little bit of learning about what that area of wellness looks like and what we mean by that. And then there are 10 statements for each area of wellness that they will scale 0 to 10, and then they will total that, and then those results from all 10 of them will be put on page 25, as you'll see here. At the back of the book, the last couple pages actually, page 42, you'll see that there's a list of mindfulness practices. This is because the teens are going to be asked throughout the weeks to think about something that they can do to kind of calm themselves and be mindful. And then in the very last part of the book, there are several pages, as you can see, for note-taking. That is just available for them as the weeks go on. A lot of kids like to take notes on and the discussion and that kind of thing. And then there's the back of the book. So from front to back. Now that you have been orientated a little bit to the Facilitator Guide and now the participant book, which we call the Program Workbook, let's go ahead and we will explain to you how to run session 1.